she got them both to fold the best hands.
That's one of the best bluffs.
Okay, an interesting ruling there, and I tend to agree with it. I think otherwise it's just a very easy way to manipulate and get an extra 15 seconds each time. Sternheimer, up to 4.8 million.
When you have aces, you can't get pipped by nines, but when you have eights, you can get pipped by nines.
I read your book on,
Thank you.
You know,
Correct.
again, if you had aces here, you'd have a set of aces.
It's all over.
Neither player probably in love with this flop, but as we can see, Blaznik a big favorite if he can get the showdown. I'm not telling you where to wear it. I just say I like the watch.
You couldn't afford that watch.
That might be true. So, if you're thinking about a birthday present for me, hey, there you go. We do some chop outs, by the way.
What chop outs?
Don't we? No?
I don't think so.
No, you're right.
5, ace, 10, 10,
No,
9,
no, the nines would play still.
Oh, okay.
They're good. Live poker's hard sometimes. With an 8, or if somehow he can get Blaznik to fold. Sternheimer checks it back. So the thing with this spot is both players with what they think is just enough showdown. Well, now both players might be thinking I need to bluff at it. We can see Blaznik's 9 does play. Both players with aces and 10s. Their pair counterfeited. This is one of the scenarios where I very quickly, Blaznik checks. This is interesting.
$175.
Sternheimer goes 375.
That's 170.
This hand is not going to go into my.
That's right. That's true. The amount of mistakes.
It's not going to go into my.
Well.
Blaznik trying to think this one through. What is my opponent trying to tell? What story? Would he bet if he had, say, queen high flush draw? Wow!
Oh, love it.
A check raise. Oh man, what a play! What a hand! Good for me. It was an interesting hand. People will see it a long time, so they can comment on my many mistakes.
Legal worldwide, a very, very small, relatively small buy-in. So
It's another ace jack, and he gave it up. With patience, this time he's going to come.
900,000 in the middle. Foxen with kings against ace jack. Oh my.
oof.
And an ace in the kitchen.
I very much like the fact that she did squeeze, but now obviously her hand very much under repped here. Just gonna come.
Interesting card.
Both Montoya and Foxen with a heart. Foxen with the king of hearts, though, by Montoya in that spot. So is gonna check, gets checked around. Montoya gonna have a lot more 6Xs than can Estet. Find some value here. Again, putting Chrissy probably on 8s, 9s, 10s, jacks, all those hands. Foxen with the king of hearts, blocking the nut flush, but she did check back the turn. Does she very often check back the turn there?
Uh-oh. She's going the other
With
route.
the nut flush. Yeah, it looks like what I thought could have been something that she was considering. Now, if Montoya folds, Estet definitely still has a decision. Montoya blocking some of the flushes, though, with the jack of hearts, right? Like the king jack of hearts. Estet knows Foxen is capable. She's really trying to win this pot, trying to get these types of hands to fold out here with this raise against a very small sizing.
2 stacks starting the hand with over 8 million chips. A head shake.
If Estet had the ace jack of hearts, I think he might find the call, having a blocker to a lot of the likely flats, the suited broadways. But again, knowing that Kristen is very capable and questioning the line, right? Does she check back multi-way, you know, with a flush there?
Oh my, she got them both to fold the best hands.
Thanks.
Great play. Great.
And chasing on the button moves in. this is not an official raise, or it's not even a raise at all. It's just a call all in. So basically, the action will not be reopened. Bryce can just call, and most likely this pot, because there's no side pot.
Well, Bryce can raise because Bryce is not
could
active.
raise.
Right,
sorry.
Jatine cannot.
Exactly. So Bryce gets a good price to continue here, makes a call. These guys are sharing cards.
Well, it looks worse now.
Well,
Right, but Yaki's got the 6 and the 4.
there is a chance that Yaki will fold,
That's a good point, right? If we can get Yaki out of there, then Barrel Gin's looking a lot better.
because given how short Jason is, it allows Jatine to just open so many hands pre-flop. So it's actually kind of interesting to just start betting the flop here, and even if he loses, it's not the end of the world at all.
Just a little bit. And what do you, and well, Yaki's going to stick around, then I got to, if you're Barrel Gin, you're a little bit worried, right? Barrel Gin just went from 5% equity to 22% equity as he does pick up a little bit of a straight draw there.
Or an ace, king, ace, queen type of hand.
He's going to continue betting here. Not a little bit larger this time, right?
35,000.
His bet on the flop was, actually, no, it's smaller. 335,000 now.
I don't really see what this accomplishes, because as you can see, Bryce is kind of at the bottom of his range, but he's still going to call. So I guess he's going to generate some value out of this hand. It's really unfortunate for Jason actually on the button, because the hand that he really wants to get out here is still in.
Another ace. So Jatine does not have a full house, but trip aces certainly good enough to win the hand and eliminate Jason Barrelgin. There's a sizable side pot. Whoa.
Okay, this is definitely some street poker here between two very experienced players. So Bryce is bluffing, obviously, and he's not trying to make an ace fold, I imagine, but maybe he puts Jatine on a 10 because he did bet twice into a dry side pot, trying to win the side pot, and there is a chance that his pocket sixes win against Jason, who's all in, which actually in this case he is going to win the whole pot in case.
And by the way, even if it weren't, there is a sizable side pot.
It's like $1 million is in the side, so he's risking like 900,000 for $1 million roundabout. So yeah, it looks like a very credible bet. I mean, he's. Oh wow! This is this.
Before we talk about that hand, I do want to.
Neves here on the button.
Raise 6.
Johnson in the big blind. Once again, you know, he hasn't shied away from defending from his big blind. Ace deuce off. He's going to defend this.
10-ish, yeah.
Ace 7-6 with a couple of diamonds out there. Johnson flops the best of it, but this is a flop that Neves might want to continue on, being the pre-flop raiser. These ace-high boards tend to favor a pre-flop raising range, especially a big stack like Neves, who can apply some pressure to Johnson here. 4 million is the bet. Johnson comes along. 7 on the turn, pairs the board. Johnson checks once again.
How many great chips you have?
Neves sizing up the stack of Johnson.
$17 or 18.
18 million is what Neves comes with there, sizing up, and Johnson is not going anywhere. Is Neves going to find the third bullet here? More than 60 million out there. Neves does come with it. Look at this, and it is going to work.
The bet was 45.
A bet of 45 million, 75% pot, and that gets it done. Neves.
Deuce of clubs on the river. Check, check, flop, check, check, turn.
Now, Galeana leading for 900, sizable, trying to clearly pick this pot up while both players are chopping. And I think Viral is sensing and understanding that a little theft from Galeana, and now Johan simply cannot call. If he wants to win, he's going to put in a raise and does just that.
And that's what he does.
And there's just simply no way for Galeana to call, right? The only decision is, okay, I could raise, or excuse me, I could fold now, or I could raise once more. This is very bizarre. It's a game of chicken between both players. Who will jump out of the way first?
And that game will continue right here, right now.
Oh my goodness, he does raise. Nobody has anything. Oh,
Reaching,
oh my
announces
gosh.
raise.
Are you kidding me? How does he find it?
Makes it 10 million.
This is unbelievable. Nobody believes.
All in.
No, are you?
Galeana jams.
What?
The final level
What?
of that game has been reached.
What did you do?
What is happening?
No way! No way!
Siete alto.
That's one of the best bluffs in World Series of Poker history. Antonio Galeana taking it to the streets. The 5-bet jam
With absolutely nothing.
with nothing.